Welcome back to D&D. So, last time you had made your way down to the Shaper, encountered the Elder Brain itself, did battle with the Shaper and his minions, and where the Shaper fleed onto a Nautiloid, which then proceeded plane shift, you were able to also force his henchmen to also plane shift away from you by dealing enough damage, and were then able to finish off the remaining minions. Graham had been affected with a mind-altering spell. However, once you forced the Shaper to flee, the psionic barrier he had placed around his facility went down, and you were able to be contacted by your ally, Varen Veros, who proceeded to restore Graham to sanity, as well as use his teleportation spell to bring you, Kaido, and Sathara, as well as the two people you had saved from slavery, to the surface. You find yourself in a small, just amount of wood, with the city of Talva being about a mile or so away from you. It is currently late in the afternoon, probably around 3, 4, where the sun is beginning to set and it is getting dark.
Let's go get an in room, like right the hell now.
Okay.
But where?
We're right outside of Talba, yeah?
You're like a
Yeah.
mile or so. Like you would suspect you're probably within 2 miles of the city itself. You can definitely see the large tower of the Starwell.
I say we see if we can get there.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that like where we
Yeah.
live? Don't
Mm,
live there.
it's a town after being in the Underdark for forever.
Yeah, you're on your surface after. Well, I mean, the characters have been in the Underdark for about a week or so.
Biffle definitely like sees the city in the distance and gets this like gleam in his eye. A gleam you haven't seen in many months of darkness.
The sweet song of larceny.
Well, there's a thicket of woods between you and the city itself.
Um,
So if you'd like to travel through the woods, you can give me a survival roll.
do we do we want to do that, or is there like a nearby road that might have like coaching inns or campsites or something?
If you'd like, you can take a look around.
I guess they're both in the same direction anyway, so we should cut towards the path through the woods. Is ultimately what I'm thinking. So survival, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Can Fern steer?
E. Yep. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, Fern. You see there's snow on the ground, but you do find some tracks, and you suspect it to be probably looks like a deer track. So you think that this is probably the path of least resistance heading towards the city itself. Travels pretty much directly through the woods, in a section of trees that is a little less thick compared to the surrounding ones.
All right. I think we should go this way.
All right. As you head through there, you begin marching. The trees are tall. As you enter in through here, you find it difficult to continue seeing the tower as the trees just shoot up probably at least a good 100 feet. Kind of just the thick branches, just kind of cover up, and it's surprisingly similar to almost the effect of the Underdark you had been in, although brighter, of course, but it gives you that kind of cave feeling.
So we're in a cave. Sorry, just got back.
No, you are you're in a forest,
In the forest.
but the branches are thick. The leaves, the kind of
Why do we go this way? I hate this. It's like being underground.
We got teleported here.
Fastest way to a cozy, comfy bed.
Yep.
So we're going to Talva, right?
Last
That's
mile,
right.
folks. And yes.
Can we see Talva from here? I think it's like a mile.
You were able to see Talva. As you entered into the woods, it is difficult to see through the thick branches.
Okay. Is there a path?
Fern found a small deer path.
Okay. A deer path. God. I'm getting dear God fucking PTSD right now.
That is a
Okay.
consideration.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's follow it.
Keep your eyes and ears open. And if anything weird starts happening, shout it out.
Do we have sleeping pills for Kaido so he doesn't like
Yeah,
He's snoring on his feet.
your cart pulled behind you by the donkeys. You find that the snow is rather difficult to have it go through, but the donkeys are sure-footed and strong and are able to continue pulling it forward at a slow but steady pace.
Okay.
As you continue through the forest, probably about 10 minutes, you find a small area where a number of trees have been felled. You can see a woodcutter in this area. He is a taller man, human, bundled up in kind of thick furs. He has a stump as well as a bunch of wood laying beside that he is splitting with a kind of large, well maintained axe. He doesn't notice you.
Can I make an insight on this guy to be out here logging this deep this late?
Yeah, that's what I would want to do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we just both do separate
Nice.
ones? Yeah, never mind. He's good.
Man seems a bit skittish.
He's met us at some point.
He definitely is chopping the wood in a way that is quick, hurrying. Seems like he does not want to be around.
All right. I guess we should call out to him from a safe distance so he knows we're not trying to jump him.
Sure.
So Graham will come up with a hand up and no weapons and excuse me.
Oh!
I'll call out to him with you.
Oh! Gods above, what are you, Yeah, I mean, start there. What are you doing out here?
Trying to cut our way through the Talva.
Oh, yes. It's looks around, points. I think it's that way.
I think we're
What
heading
direction
right.
is he pointing to from the direction we know?
About like opposite of the direction he came from.
Okay. Yeah. How about you? You all right out here?
Oh, it's just cutting some wood.
I saw it. Getting a little dark.
Yeah, well, I got a lot to cut before I can go back.
You need a hand?
Well, don't take this the wrong way, folks. It's just that, you popped out of nowhere, so, and there's a bunch of you. I think I'd prefer it if you just kind of,
Fair enough.
well. Anyway, if you are making your way to Talva in peace, good tidings to you, but. Oh, and, be careful of the woodsman.
Huh?
Oh, just a story, the loggers around here tell each other on the campfire about the cursed woodsman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just like a little fairy tale.
How's it go?
Oh, is a poor woodsman who was able to provide for his family, and he finds a big tree that has a axe in it, and he takes the axe and it lets him chop up wood very quickly, and he's able to provide for his family, but he can't stop chopping, and he finds that he's chopped up his family in the night one day, and then disappears into the night.
Piffle kind of looks
What
at the guy. He's like,
What time is it right now?
It's just a fairy tale. It's what we use to scare the new guys.
I'm gonna get behind Graham.
I'm going to get behind Graham too.
Good move.
It's just,
Also, I have 14 hit points, so I have to be behind Graham.
Well, I guess we better get on our way then.
all right. Well,
Well, you take care of yourself, buddy. We're just going to get our way to Tolva.
yeah. Okay. Well, have a good night. You know, if you gotta camp down before you reach the city, don't. These woods are, pretty clean. There's nothing. It's just outside the city, so you'll, not too many in the way of the animals.
Any place good to set up camp?
Anywhere's as good as anywhere. I mean, I just find a place where the snow won't fall onto you.
I'm gonna insight again. I'm sussy. I'm not that
Yeah,
sussy.
I will inside that though.
Okay, go ahead. The man, now that he's had a chance to talk to you while still somewhat weary of you, does seem a little more friendly and open to you.
Well, nothing for it. I think I know what's going on here.
I'm quoting real life and in game, so
LARPing.
All right.
All right. I guess we can set up camp. Anywhere's as good as any. Find a good spot nearby.
Okay. As you set up camp, you have your carriage still. You have all the gear that you'd place inside the carriage. Kaido is napping. The woman and her son are kind of bundled up in a blanket inside. Sathara is rather bored, and you find her just kind of rolling a coin between her knuckles, just back and forth rhythmically.
Mm. Oh, thinking of it. Did I use a remove curse on her already?
you did before we went to the.
Yeah, time expands when you're getting into a boss layer, so it's been months. But if I did not, I can cast it now. Otherwise, I'll just cast again after a rest.
Okay. I believe you'd cast it on her before you went into the actual lair itself, and you were only in the lair for technically an hour or two.
Okay.
The longest hour ever.
You had also gone into the pocket dimension to get 8
Yeah.
hours through, but yeah.
But time didn't count there. Cool. All right. So all that said, get ready, draw watches, and keep your eyes on a swivel.
Okay. Who would you like to go on watch first?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do second.
All right. Is anybody going to be staying with Graham?
Could stay up with Sathara.
Okay.
Depends.
Okay. Sathara eagerly, she just kind of flips the coin, snatches it out of the air, and pockets it. Like, all right, let's go.
And continue filling her in on how shit went, what's going on, etc.
As you describe your encounter with the Shaper, she look of shock on her face. An elder brain? I don't think I've ever heard of anything like that.
Yeah, it sucked. We all
really
came out of
big.
there with some kind of brain damage that I hope doesn't last.
Well, I'm glad that you're able to, I don't know, chew it out. And I don't know how you'd even just begin to describe that.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of at a loss myself.
And she found like a little village that looked like a surface village down there too.
Yeah, running trials for their mutants.
Huh.
Also, we ate a lot of mushrooms, but that was before.
Okay. Glad to.
Wait, you were there. You had
Yeah.
a lot of mushrooms too.
Yes, I was. I was in the Mushroom Village when you first found me.
Yeah, the Underdark is strange, and I don't think our business is concluded there, but I'm not in a hurry to go back.
Well, me neither. I'm gonna tell you, you go without sun for a while and you start to miss it.
Yeah,
And I never thought I'd say this, but I actually miss winter.
I get it.
Well, I didn't miss the cold, but I did miss the sun, which I didn't think I would.
It's a nice option to have.
Yeah, and we got it for an hour at least, so that's not too bad. You know, more than we were typically seeing. At this point, the wind begins to pick up, kind of just loudly blowing, kind of shaking your carriage. The howl through the wind. And Graham, can you give me a perception check, please?
I can give you a perception check.
Please perceive.
Okay. That's good because you pick up. It sounds difficult to hear through the wind, through the woods, but you believe you hear somebody screaming.
Y'all hear that?
That's like a cursed woodman swallowed another victim. Guess we should continue onward, huh?
I think we got a Halloween episode in front of us.
It was a little late, but
Graham will wake the others and let them know what he heard.
all right. You've all been awoken by
Otto's
Graham.
gonna look straight in the eyes to Graham and just ask him, "This isn't Gleevik again, is it?"
I fucking hope not.
Mm.
I can see Fern is very well.
Please be the Wild Hunt. Please be the Dear God. Please be something other than that fucking asshole.
And Fern's only dealt with him one time.
It was enough. Instructive, if you will.
He didn't let me be a dragon, that bitch.
You got to be an alligator.
Otto Gator. The Legend of Otto Gator.
So I guess we can make ready and go after the noise, question mark?
Well, it's either we go after it or he comes after us.
You're not wrong.
Pick your poison.
Sathar lets you know. She says, I can stay here and watch, like, she points to the mother and son, and can watch the animals, pointing to Charlie.
And Kaido.
Right.
And Kaido. I thought you were gonna say in voice to Kaido.
Well, I mean,
That was too good.
you just kind of see Kaido hugging a, like, tightly clutching to his chest, as one might, a stuffed animal, a wine bottle. You're not 100% sure where he got that from.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, I'll roll him on his side so he doesn't, choke. Unless you don't want me to.
Graham hesitates for one comedic beat. No, we take care of him. Thank
We
you.
trust your judgment on how to handle him.
She rolls Kaido onto his stomach. He mutters something incomprehensible.
What did you eat?
Sounds like the halfling's name from the Underdark. And I walk away.
Fucktown.
No, Fucktown is a gnomish name. All right.
All right.
As you exit the carriage, it is dark, difficult to see. The snow is thick. On a humanoid of medium size, it would go up to past ankles, below the knees. For Fern, it would be up to her thighs. For Fern and Fiffle, actually.
They should probably go near the back then.
Right on Aurora.
Aurora, easily is able to, or somewhat able to navigate. Although, actually, Fern, you've really noticed that despite the thick snow, you really have no real trouble trudging through it. It might as well be just flat ground for all that matters to you.
Like some sort of class feature you might have picked up.
Wow, the snow is so
Biffle's in the
light.
back, just buried. Like, fuck you guys. Graham will act as a snowplow to make the path easier for those moving behind. So ideally, by the time it gets to Fiffle, it's fairly well trod.
All right. Thanks, Graham.
I'll do my best.
Bye, buddy.
Just pull out a flamethrower from Hank.
You can only get that
Take it.
if
You'll
you're
know
an
when the time is
artificer.
right.
You only get flamethrowers if you're an artificer.
There is that flame spewer item, or flame spit, or whatever it's called.
There is, but you gave it to the dude in Kirog.
I just mean generally. I don't mean like you
Yeah.
had it.
All right.
Anyway, onward to Fucktown.
Okay.
That's Gnomish.
If you would like to follow the sound you heard, give me a survival roll to track it down.
I can do it, or I can help, whatever it is.
Yeah. Can you lead? Can I assist?
Yes.
Cool. So advantage is yours.
Hooray.
Okay. Well, it's not too difficult. You're able to follow the sound you heard. It does take you thicker into the woods from the clearing you had set up in. You do lose sight of the carriage. However, you're able to track down the direction before you eventually find yourself at a tree. But you realize this tree is strange in that the branches are kind of bent, two of them upward and a third trunk that's kind of like short at the top. Additional two roots kind of lead up from the ground to this kind of thick trunk in the middle. And you come to the realization that this tree is in the shape of a person.
I
Awesome.
don't like this tree.
Hello, tree.
Oh, hello there.
Graham is going to look around cautiously.
The tree does not respond.
I am. Let me see here. Hang on.
Graham, make a perception check.
I wish to divine sense.
Okay.
20.
And out there, that's divine sense too.
Yeah, for
Do Graham first.
okay, I'll just read that real quick. Graham, looking around through the woods, you actually see a few other trees that are similar to this one. And in fact, looking at this tree a little bit closer, you can see that it definitely is in the shape of a person. You can actually make out the features of a face, the eyes, the nose, a mouth. It looks like it was in pain, as it's a frightened or pained scream that the tree is making, as if it had been once a person that has slowly and painfully transformed into this.
Hey, that's no train.
You actually
This is a petrified human.
You also notice, with that 20 perception, definitely, one of the trees has been felled. You can see that it is fallen to the ground, chopped with some sort of a tool. Not only on the roots that were forming the legs, but also along the torso, chopping it into 3 small pieces.
Whack, whack. All right. Well, shit. Does Graham sense any undead turbulence?
Well, I also did sense the dead, so or divine sense.
Yeah, Otto, you can definitely feel something. You actually get the feeling of celestial, surprisingly. About 40 feet away and rapidly approaching your location.
I'm going to point to the direction and say it's coming from that direction.
Graham is going to ready up.
Make a perception check.
I'm going to say it's a celestial, or I could like convey that, right?
Yeah, you could determine what it is and the direction and how close. You just can't determine what it is precisely.
Okay. Can I
Yeah,
see it with my?
devil sight.
Yeah.
You can see through the woods as a dim light, um, or at least the darkness. However, it is not currently visible as the trees of the woods are covering it. But Graham, you can definitely hear something just shoving through and like crushing through trees rapidly in your direction.
Okay. Everybody get to good fighting spots.
Okay.
Something's rushing through the trees.
It's Santa Claus.
Bramble, raise shield, square up, half sword drawn, light out.
Okay.
I'm gonna hide in a bush.
All right.
Or I've got a gun. Hiding behind a tree.
Buddy's got a gun. The halfling's in a bush.
Oh shit, these icons changed. Whoa.
Yeah, they did.
So modern. Here's a stealth roll for hiding in a bush.
All right. Very good stealth roll. As you ready up, out of the woods, especially coming into the light that is being produced by the Moonblade, and Otto be able to see it with his devil sight. A large figure, a tall, well-musculared man, bursts through out from the trees, just kind of shoving them aside like they're really just an inconvenience at most. He is covered in a kind of thick wool and fur cloak, just kind of like surrounding his body. His head, you cannot see what he looks like, as he has this kind of hood over with the eyes cut through. In his hand, he is holding a large two-handed wood axe. The axe itself is made out of a black wood. The head of the axe, the actual metal, is large. It looks like it's rusted and dull. And you can see what looks to be bits of blood that have kind of covered the actual blade itself. The figure that has burst through says nothing. He just looks at you all for a moment and then charges forward. So, we're going to do a more theater of the mind here, so just go ahead and tell me what you do. This thing that has burst through is going to go last.
Okay. And it's just charging straight at us?
Yep.
Graham is going to make ready to sidestep and try to belt him with his weapon on his way past, like a side swipe.
Okay.
But trying to like bullfight it.
All right. What's everybody else planning to do or doing currently?
I guess I'll shoot him if he's running straight at us.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a attack roll. Yep, that does hit. The bullet just ignites from your gun, and it just shoots out, and it strikes through the torso, ripping through. You can see it punch out the back. He seems completely just nonplussed by this. The bullet has not affected him in the slightest, it appears. He is not slowed down as he continues charging towards you, axe in hand, as he's raising it up to strike.
I'm gonna focus on staying out of the way of that.
Yeah, get out of the way.
It's Dead by Daylight.
Okay.
I'm going to step aside and with my halberd try to clip him from his legs out from under him.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll as he approaches.
I'll just use the halberd.
Yep, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage. All right, you slash at his leg. The halberd cuts in. You can see it slice away some flesh, but it does not slow him down. Let's see. Did Fiffle wish to do anything or just continue to hide?
have a shot on this guy as he rushes in here?
Yep.
I will try to assassinate his ass, I guess.
Okay.
I have this terrible feeling he's actually a ghost or something, but whatever. We'll try. I attack him with advantage, I think.
Yep.
With my
Okay, you hit. Go ahead, roll damage.
Okay. Here's a couple of these guys.
All right.
And also.
Oh yes, because it's considered a crit.
And so 2 of those as well.
Your arrow
Take that, Ghost Woodsman.
strikes him
Thereof.
right in the chest
Yeah.
and sinks deep into his chest itself. As he approaches, he's going to make a swing, but Graham, you were waiting for him, so you're going to sidestep and attack at him. You said?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack action.
17.
It's going to do 7 plus 8.
Yes.
Okay. You cut into him, at which point he does stumble from all the damage, and he trips and kind of steps and attempts to maintain his balance while injured, and then he just kind of falls and lands heavy on his back.
Okay.
They drop his axe.
Nope, his axe remains in hand.
Graham is gonna try to get a feel for what this thing might be while it's down, kind of ready for it.
Can I Arcana him into axe?
Yeah, if you'd like to, you can make an Arcana check on the axe. The axe does appear to be magical. In some way, you're not 100% sure. You probably require closer study, but you get a good idea that the axe has a magical effect on it that is definitely makes it more than just a woodsman's axe. As to why somebody would actually enchant woodsman's axe, you could not say for sure.
Can I separate him from the axe with my halberd? Or is he just like holding onto it like hugging it?
It remains in his left hand currently. He has a tight grip on it.
Cut his hand off, but also can Graham roll, I don't know, history, insight, or religion, maybe?
Well, it depends. What would you like to do specifically?
Graham is trying to ascertain what this thing is to see if they can harm it or kill it.
Make a religion check.
11.
Can I guess, forcibly take the axe away from him if it's affecting him?
Yeah, Graham, you're not really sure. It's like back of your mind. You think if you put a little more thought into it, like if you give it some time to like mull over it, you could probably figure out something about this. But for right now, you're just not quite able to get that idea.
Okay.
All right, and Otto, you want to
Try to forcibly like pull the axe away out of his hand. This is athletics.
Yep. All right. As you take the axe, you try and pull it away. His grip on the axe is solid, tight, just like trying to pull iron out. And as you look at him, the eyes through the hole in the hood open up, and he just sits up, grabs the arrow from his chest, rips it out, and he looks at you, and he's going to make a swing with his axe. The axe swings forward, and you're able to pull back in time, and it just misses you right at the neckline. It would have taken your head off otherwise.
I'm going to hold the halberd to his neck.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack with the halberd.
Would it be 2 in this case?
Yes. Okay, both of those miss. The sudden jolt of him attacking you has kind of made it so you go to swing at the neck. But unfortunately, both just fly wide over the head. kind of figure stands up. You can see that the wounds that he suffered are beginning to quickly heal, and he lets out this bellow that is this just haunting shriek. I would like everybody to make a wisdom save, please.
Oh boy.
Mm,
Nice.
Graham is fine. Okay.
That's a 18 for me. Whoever's 10 feet of me get plus 5. I don't know where they are.
Let's say I'm near you. I like that.
Okay. Okay. So this shriek pierces through, and all of you are able to steel your nerves. You have the just absolute desire to run from this creature, but he refuses. You're able to steel yourselves and maintain your composure, with the exception of Aurora, who bolts into the woods.
Poor doggo.
Just +3 and then +5. So would that be enough or
14?
not enough?
That'd be 14. Nope, it would be just below.
No.
F.
Dang it.
While he's bellowing, can I smack him again?
You have smacked. We're gonna let everybody else go through
Okay.
first.
Okay.
Well, somebody smack him. Open palm across the face.
You're being too much right now.
You're being a Karen.
I guess I could shoot him 2 times.
I'm gonna guiding bolt him.
Oh, I'm just gonna shoot him.
I mean,
Is this
I'd have a sword, I guess.
So
No, I just like that. I'm gonna shoot him. Just
Graham
to-
is going to
fucking
attempt
gangster bunny.
to pew pew with a guiding bolt.
How does this work with the level up, by the way? Do we have all our stuff available?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How does this work? Do we have all our abilities available?
They wouldn't have refreshed because you didn't get the long rest, but anything remaining or anything you gained from the level up would be available. Yep.
Okay.
So like
Okay,
Graham got
I
an
was
extra
just
level
going-
4.
Okay, I was just going off of we didn't refresh. Got it.
So spell attack. Does a 16 hit?
It does.
17 radiant damage, and the next attack made before the end of the turn has advantage.
All right. This creature lights up with the light of this guiding bolt. Your attacks seem like they would be easy enough to strike him now.
Do they seem especially harmed or not harmed?
You can see that the spell strikes him, and it looks like it does full damage. You don't see, like, you've seen a guiding bolt hit flesh before, and it seems like it burns through. Although normally you would think with that amount of damage he would be affected in some way. The burn you see appear on his chest, though, begins to rapidly heal up.
Yeah.
Does he speak common?
You are not sure.
Doesn't seem to be inclined to try.
I guess I'll shoot him 2 times.
Well, while he's being shot, I'm gonna ask if he has a use of his language. Ooh, halfling luck maybe. No, wait, that would be
Well, that would have been an advantage, so we're gonna go with a
Yeah.
19. So
yeah.
the bullet pierces and it cuts through him. Once again, like, it punches through. He does not seem to notice that it has affected him, and he seems like you can see the hole that you've like cut into him with this bullet. It begins to rapidly like narrow and heal up.
Yeah.
Really hurt him.
We
Oh
might.
my God, I have a smoke barrel. I have a smoke powder barrel in my inventory. I just go there. Just somebody use a fireball.
I guess we could try to talk to him. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, can I free action talk to him or no?
Yeah.
Bonus.
It'd be a
It's
free
like, do
action.
you speak any languages? What does he look like? Just a human or what? Like what?
Human shape, but very tall, very muscular, and he has like the hood over his head, almost
try-
like an executioner's hood.
I'll try common.
Okay. As you speak to him, he does not seem to react.
I'll try Elvish.
He does not react to you speaking to him.
Okay. Clearly he's short, so I should try Gnomish again, but no, I just
Oh, this man is probably like 7.5 feet tall.
Okay, so it's like 6 gnomes on top of each other.
Yeah.
What if we try to talk to him in Sylvan?
You could talk to him if you'd like in Sylvan.
Okay. Hey, hello. Can you hear me?
He does not seem to really care. In fact, he is going to march up to Fern and he is going to attempt to grapple her.
No, don't do that.
I like it.
Don't do that.
And one day the dice will roll. He just goes to try and grab you. Like, look, basically, he tries to grab you around the neck, but you're able to just avoid the snatch. His hands are massive. Like, he could probably put his hand, like, in the center of a dinner plate and have it just cover the entire plate.
He's a big boy.
Dang, dude.
What if we burn the trees that he was cutting down?
We'll certainly try it.
Religion check failed me.
You need some time to think about it, but at first
Yeah.
it did, yeah.
Can I rack my brain now, or is this kind of in its time gonna take more time?
You'd probably need at least a good few minutes.
Okay.
That the trees, the tree that was knocked down, how hardy does it look or looked?
It seems like fresh wood. It looks like, you'd probably be. It's not like rotting or anything.
Like what kind of diameter are we speaking? Like, or the other ones around it then, I guess.
The person tree, it would be about the size of a torso. The roots and limbs would be about. The roots would be about diameter wise, about a leg size. Arms for the limbs themselves.
Can I don't. Can I Eldritch Blast a tree and push it toward him as it starts to fall? If it gets to that point.
Does your Eldritch Blast have the ability to push or pull?
No. I was mostly looking at the damaged or trunk where it would,
You could attempt to make a blast and see if it would cause a tree to fall on him.
Yeah, that's what and then I would attempt to push it toward him. That's what I was aiming for. Yeah, I'll give that a shot. Where are you?
Okay. Okay. The blast strikes the trunk of a tree, and it begins to fall in the general direction, although you're not able to really guide it towards him currently, as it's just kind of falling.
Okay.
And how would you like to try and push it towards him?
Yeah.
How?
Probably with my hands.
Okay.
Just like kind of guide it toward in that direction and then jump out of the way once it starts going there.
Make an athletics check.
This is how auto story ends, guys. Death by tree is like Valheim.
Yeah, a nice large, and this I'm assuming you shot one of the, like an actual tree, like a thick tree.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this thing is actually heavy, and you realize now that most lumberjacks don't actually guide a tree down by hand, and in fact, the tree is kind of falling towards you. I'd like you to make a dex save, please.
18.
17.
17.
Okay.
I can't math.
You're able to jump out of the way of the tree in time as it just slams onto the ground. The tree has missed this hulking figure, but it's also missed you as well, managing to avoid striking anything that is alive, more or less.
I made terrible choices by not taking Paladin 6 earlier. I'm going to channel my inner Lucian to be like, I don't know, I give up. No, I have nothing right now.
I suggest we try to retreat.
Would you like to do that?
Trying to
Think
guy just
so.
healing that was going on.
We can't do any damage that doesn't regenerate.
Yeah.
He's doing Mike Myers shit.
I was thinking Jason, but yeah.
Yeah,
They're all
perhaps we
the
should go away in the direction of Talva.
Yeah.
It's just a fairy tale, he says.
So
That's what that's what Otto will say as we run away. He's like, it's a
we're
fairy tale. He
trying to
says, well,
lose him. Maybe I can blast him with something. Slow him down. I don't know that I can.
I could try to ensnaring strike him.
Yeah, let's make an opening.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and make a weapon attack against him. Okay, that hits. And he is going to be... Okay, he has to make a strength save, or be restrained by the magical vines until the spell ends.
oh boy.
What's the 15? Okay.
It's a lumberjack. That's why I said, oh boy.
You see like the vines and the brambles kind of like grab onto the legs. He is pulling through, but he is slowed down. You have a few moments to attempt to do whatever you'd like, but he looks like he's about to rip his way through in just a few seconds.
Let's book.
Yep.
Let's run.
All right. You take off through the woods.
It's a fairy tale. Fairy tales don't try to kill you.
I'm gonna hop on Charlie. Flee by ostrich.
Charlie's back with Sathara.
Yep.
Oh, we left them. You're right.
Charlie's like, I ain't going out there.
As you run through the woods, the sound of the figure disappears or is getting farther away. You have a tough time hearing him, although you can hear the occasional tree get pushed down or like the kind of like thwack of an axe into wood.
Okay.
But it slowly begins to disappear, and you find yourself just alone in the thicket of woods. The sound of the forest completely empty. You don't even hear the wind anymore.
No.
I'm wrong. I think I'd rather deal with Gleevik. So humor me here. What if we set the whole forest on fire and he has no trees to chop down? Will you just go home?
The ground is too wet, putting everything else besides. But let's just keep. We can't keep moving toward Talva because we'd be leaving the rest of them behind. Graham's going to continue to think about what the fuck this thing is.
Make another religion check.
We'll make another religion check. I will roll a 4.
I was gonna say, can I help him?
Okay, I rolled a
with,
5.
I was saying, can I help him with any like folklore things I heard as a bartender back in my heyday?
Make a history check.
Can I also do that?
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be good at this.
Yeah, let me try my history check. Where is it? There it is.
Okay. Two of you working together, you do remember hearing... this is a kind of classic tale. You hear... Like, you remember hearing from your home. It's not native to Viderheim. You've definitely heard horror tales of woodsmen going mad and killing their friends or their family. You do remember hearing a tale of a woodsman who found a cursed axe that granted him a eternal life, but forced him to kind of kill anybody who entered into his territory. mindlessly.
All right. Is there anything about breaking the curse?
I look at Graham and humor me. What if we remove curse the axe?
It might be strong enough, but if it's folklore level, I doubt it. But
Enough to get the axe removed from him at least.
yeah, maybe.
You have heard a few different things about how to break the actual curse itself, but you're gonna need to spend a little bit more time thinking about it.
All right.
While you are thinking about it, you can hear the sounds of the woods kind of creaking towards you
Oh,
at a
Jesus.
kind of walking pace.
Oh, good.
Can I lay on hands myself with whatever's left?
Yeah.
Okay, 10. So I have 24 hit points. I prefer not to die in the Halloween special.
It would be non-ideal.
I died in the Halloween special, and all I got was this lousy character.
Can't wait to beat Viderheim Santa Claus.
I guess we should continue away, making sure we're not getting driven in a specific direction. Like we might want to break to another.
Yep, you continue to hear the sounds of breaking through branches, kind of heading in your general direction at a walking pace.
I was gonna say cover our tracks, but I feel like he knows where we are in his woods.
Yeah, usually the case with these things. Let's keep thinking and keep moving.
Yep.
As you progress through the woods, which way do you go?
Which way are we headed right now?
Are
If
we
you had to
just
give
at
a
this
direction.
point like fully surrounded in the human corpse trees?
Those are past now. You don't see them anymore.
Okay, just in that clearing. All right. I guess we. Let's see. Whatever direction we were in, we should start moving like a 45-degree angle to like the other side, just so it's not. If we're getting chased in a specific direction, we're not going that way.
Yeah, into an
While
ambush
still
or
moving away
anything.
from them.
Yeah,
We got to circle back at the end, regardless.
yeah, we can go 45 degrees and then 45 again.
Okay. And are you doing this quickly? Are you doing this stealthy?
Probably.
I would say probably because of the snow, we're trying to make a steady pace because it'll be easy to track us regardless.
Okay.
Something we can keep up. Endurance predator versus endurance predator.
All right.
And I will be right back.
As you make your way, you spend probably a good 10 minutes, like walking through the snow. Can you give me a perception check?
I can give you a perception check.
Okay.
Nice.
Fern, you're actually able to see a cabin kind of like nestled in the woods.
Oh, hell.
Yeah, we should probably not go there.
Stop.
My name is Samuel, Knight of Raimi.
As you make your way through the woods and you see this cabin, you do hear the sound of these like breaking trees and limbs behind you. Probably only a minute or two away from you.
Well, if we siege up in the cabin, we're screwed. That's how the horror movies go. But also, we're in spooky Death Woods.
I don't know if we should go in there.
Probably not. But also,
But are we going to anyway?
probably.
Great. Well,
We can
can't
just-
say I didn't warn you guys.
We can head away from it. I mean,
Yeah, let's not go into the cabin.
Okay. All right, you leave the cabin in the woods behind.
I mean, we still hear whatever's coming after us, right?
Yep.
Well, then we keep running as fast as our little feet take us.
All right. As you keep going forward, you leave the cabin behind, and you actually find yourself on a kind of thin little trail. Looks like it typically sees a very small amount of foot traffic, but for right now, it's the easiest way through the woods.
Cool.
Guess we gotta.
Okay. As you progress along this trail, give me another perception check, please.
That's
all right.
Better.
Graham, you see a younger man. Looks like he had been at one point running through the woods here, although you can see that now he has his head. Looks like it was impaled on a branch on a tree. You can see that the branch has entered into his mouth and is sticking out the back of his head, and is holding up his corpse.
Well, that's not ideal.
Fern, you see this as well, and you don't notice as another body falls from the trees in front of you. It looks like they had been pinned up, and just gravity has caused it to fall in front. You can see that the head has been partially decapitated through a very sharp, clean swipe of a blade. This is probably inches from you.
Well.
I don't think I've ever, in a horror movie, I don't know if I've ever had somebody find a corpse and say, well, that's not ideal.
That's the opposite of what I wanted. Oh, no. Yes. Continue trying to.
Keep running. I mean,
What was that, Jeremy?
ignore the corpses and keep running. I mean, it's either run or fight and die, right? Or magic, break a curse. Those are basically our options.
Can I see which direction we're going in with the survival?
Yes,
perhaps?
go ahead.
Let's do that.
Okay.
In the itchy lot.
You're looking around. It's cloudy. You don't see any stars. You think you're heading maybe northwest?
Okay.
And actually, give me a nature check, please. Okay. Something weird. You can't quite put your finger on it. It's like Graham, where it's just something's in the back of your mind, and you're like trying to remember what it is.
Graham is going to continue trying to do that.
Give me another religion or history check.
Come on.
I heard cabin, and I'm scared.
No, you're not in the cabin.
We
No,
left the cabin
we went
behind.
past the cabin.
Okay. We didn't go in the cabin.
Thank God.
You just found two corpses of young people.
Oh, nothing
We're on
normal.
a
Nothing
little
abnormal
trail.
from Indy. All right, so we're just running somewhere.
Yeah, you found some corpses. One that had been impaled on a tree branch, and one that had been stuck inside, up on the trees that had fallen near and almost directly next to Fern.
Gross.
What are these rolls for?
Trying to figure out more about the myth.
Oh.
Fern thinks we're heading northwest on this trail that we find ourselves in.
It's like a bad slasher film. I'll do a history.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, really, these tales don't really cover how to kill or stop this person. In fact, it seems like the tales don't cover that in the slightest. probably because they want to keep people want to keep just telling these stories.
Rex.
Well, I could tell he was a Celestial. How would I know how to handle a Celestial?
Make a religion check.
Where is religion? All right, this catastrophe incoming.
You don't really you know enough that you don't really handle celestials. Like they can cover different like levels. They can be very powerful celestials. They might be very simple celestials. But handling them is just not something that you are typically equipped to do. And in fact, most people don't have to.
And if I think about that axe, even though I don't know how to from the folklore how to get rid of the axe murder crazy hobo, was any information like embellished or like shared in those folklores about the axe specifically?
Make a history check.
Can I assist?
Yes.
And/or roll my own?
Yep. Two separate ones. One
Okay.
for Graham and Otto. Okay. Um, Otto, you feel like you've heard stories of more malevolent celestial beings, dedicated to more evil gods that would utilize cursed objects or actually inhabit an object to curse it to kind of live out more of a like almost to reenact more stories and kind of just force these tales to actually take effect.
Okay. Tracks.
While you're thinking about this,
Would exercising whatever's in that axe come to mind right away with that roll?
based on your earlier knowledge due to your divine sense, and that you have an idea that probably the axe itself is more
Possessed.
likely than not, if not possessed, then created by a celestial and keeps a piece of their essence within it.
All right.
Okay, so I will share that. I think we need to separate him from the axe somehow.
While
He was
you're
super defensive about it.
discussing this, Otto, you feel a presence behind you.
I'm gonna turn around and jump back.
Yeah, the hulking figure has positioned himself rather suddenly and quietly immediately behind you by just a few inches. He is going to attempt to grapple you. But you're able, jumping back, he swipes, and you can feel like his hand kind of grab onto your helmet, but it does not get purchase, and it slips through. And he just
Can
gives
I
kind of like a harsh grunt. Ugh.
can I attempt to Eldritch Blast his hand to try to dislodge the axe?
Make an Eldritch Blast attack.
Where is it?
The first shot goes wild. The second shot strikes. Roll damage.
I don't know if I can halfling like that, but not a big deal.
The strikes his arm. You can see it do damage. Kind of tears through. You can see muscle and bone, but it's beginning to kind of rapidly heal.
Can I pile on the attack while it's healing?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. Graham is gonna make a melee attack. Probably not gonna hit.
Unfortunately, you're gonna go to swipe, but the with the Eldritch Blast having struck the arm, kind of just forces it out of the way, and you're just manages to swing by without actually hitting.
Okay.
Oh, can I try to hit it then with
Yep.
my short sword?
Yes, you can.
His hand. Oh, goodbye.
Okay. The first one strikes, and you're able to kind of cut, and I'm going to The he is able to maintain just barely. Like you can see, like his fingers loosen and the axe begin to slide, but he's able to just quickly like grab it with the other hand.
All right.
He is going to make an attack against. Yeah, he's going to try and grab Fern one more time. I did a secret roll. He rolled pretty high, so he is going to grab Fern by her head and kind of lift her up, and he's going to begin to squeeze and is trying to crush your skull. And you can feel these like very strong fingers beginning to like put a lot of pressure. You can feel the pain shooting through your head as he's crushing your skull.
Can I try to get out?
Yes, you can. You can do an athletics or an acrobatics to attempt to escape.
Let's see.
And yeah, when it's us again, I'd like to try to de-hand him of the bunny hand.
Okay. he is able to maintain his grip on your head. He's not done damage yet. So if you'd like to de-hand him, go ahead and make whatever actions you need.
I'm going to try to. Oh, I can't. Darn. Yeah, I'll just try to make another melee swing.
It was muted. Is this his damaged hand that he's grabbing her with?
Yep.
Okay, good. So I will.
Oh,
17 to hit.
It hit. Yep, that hits. You're able to slice through. The arm is almost severed.
I will Eldritch Blast twice.
Okay.
I'll up on that.
Okay, go ahead. Hit and hit. Roll damage on those. All right. With the Eldritch Blast, you. Let me just roll that. Yep. The second strike does enough damage. You can see the arm kind of like Fern. You feel the pressure leave as he drops you. You can see his arm kind of like flop, held on by just a small amount of skin and muscle.
Oh. When he releases me, can I hit him again with my sword?
Yep. Go ahead. Okay, that
We're
hits.
gonna make him Raban. He's gonna have one arm.
Oh my god.
All right, so you're hitting the damaged hand.
Yeah.
Okay. That would be his left. He did grab the axe with the right hand, but that is enough to slice through. The hand falls off into the snow. You can see blood pouring from this wound. The broken bone and the like this stump on the hand. And he is going to make an attack with the actual broken bone against Graham.
Gross.
Yeah.
He stabs forward, and the bone strikes your armor just close to the neck, but it is able to be deflected by your armor as it strikes and does not manage to pierce into your skin.
Ugh.
Take his hand away.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Kick his hand off. The motherfucker will probably just fly up and like attach.
While he's up close like that, can I grab his other hand and channel inflict wounds through it?
Yes, make the spell attack action against it.
Yep, and I will also use my class resource to deal additional damage to it.
Okay.
Does a 24 hit?
Oh, yes, it does.
I think it might.
And I will also deal. I always lose this. Touch of Death. Come on, you fucker. Okay, it is 5 plus twice my cleric level, so that is 21 extra necrotic.
As you
So 43 necrotic on that.
grab the arm and just pours this necrotic damage through his arm, you can see it wither. He drops the axe as his hand just desiccates and just withers up, and it just rolls through his arm. The flesh that you can see. The axe, clatters to the ground. It just lands heavy in the snow. And
Has he changed?
Nope, he's bulked as ever. And he just lets out this mass bestial roar. What would you all like to do?
Can we?
So has he lost the use of his hand now? The right one.
It is damaged. You haven't seen him use it, although it's only been a few seconds.
Does it look like it's starting to heal, or like his previous behavior? I guess.
It looks like it's beginning to heal.
I'm gonna attack it twice more with a halberd.
Okay.
Hello, do the thing.
Does it matter if you like beat on this guys?
Both
Can
of
I
those
get, like-
unfortunately miss.
Can I get a wink or something?
Yes, you can get a wink.
Okay,
Okay.
re-roll that. That second one hits. Go ahead and roll for damage. You slice into the arm.
2 critical fails today. This is a terrible birthday.
And then you... Oh, yeah, I forgot it is your birthday. Happy birthday.
Birthday.
The
Roll 20 doesn't care.
blade slices in, but it does not sever the arm, and you can see that it is beginning to heal. And even the arm that you had actually severed is beginning to heal. You can see it kind of rebuilding the lost hand.
No way.
Is he? Do I get a sense that he's cursed? The curse on the axe, like.
Yeah,
in
I want
him
to
now.
attack the axe. Actually, what I want to do is hook it under my boot because it probably fell at my feet, and just like fling kick it as far away from the body as possible, and then tell everybody to destroy it.
Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics to fling kick it.
25.
You're able to yeet it. It's surprisingly heavy for what it is. Where you're expecting to be only a few pounds, it's actually probably closer to like 20. But you are able to like flip it and throw it probably like up in the air, and it falls about 15 feet away from you.
Okay,
Turns out
better.
that Graham is an NFL kicker.
Yeah. If that didn't take my action, I will try to zap it.
Okay, go ahead and zap it.
What do I want to zap it with? Yes.
Yes.
Chill touch. Just a kind of a hand comes out of the space it fell to, just grabs it like a spectral hand, and
Try to grab it and bring it to the underworld.
it's a ranged spell attack. So
Okay. Unfortunately, it doesn't count as a... Oh, in the space of a creature. Unfortunately, it doesn't count as a creature, as it is an
Okay.
axe.
Never mind that then. Oh yeah, I think I remember having this problem. Sapping Sting also needs a creature. Toll the Dead also needs a creature. So none of my cantrips will work. That's annoying. Can Graham run over and try to smash it himself?
Yeah.
Graham will try to smash it himself.
All right, Graham, as you run away, he is going to take a swipe at you with his partially healing hand. But you're a little quick on the draw, so as he like goes to like stab you with like the bone of his arm, he misses entirely, and you're able to duck underneath. You strike the sword, and your sword hits, and it's like hitting solid stone. Your sword just skips off of it. It does not appear to have done any damage.
Darn.
Actually, and if you'd like, making me another history or religion check.
That's a little better.
Based on the thoughts in your mind, the stories you've been remembering, the stories that Otto has remembered, you do recall a story you've heard in your religious training of the kind of more malevolent celestial beings for evil gods who have caused curses like this and have cursed objects and made them very difficult to destroy, if not impossible, by easy mortal means. And this story especially, you remember hearing of the woodsman who had pulled the cursed axe from a tree and was then cursed himself. And you think that if you were to take the axe and fell the tree, it would probably break the curse.
All right. Graham will tell everybody, back the way we came, back towards the corpse trees, and break in that direction.
I bet we're the
How much does this axe weigh?
20 pounds.
How much?
20 pounds.
I was gonna
I
mage
would
hand
not pick it up or wield it.
No, I was gonna mage hand it. But I think mage hand is 5 pounds.
Yeah, it's 5.
Oh, Cursed Woodsman's a pretty sweet gig. I mean, look at how much fun this guy's having. Jason.
He's living his best life.
Yes.
All right, back to the clearing.
So we know where that tree is that we have to cut down.
Oh, I bet the tree is where the apparition apparated at us. He was all like, Tale of the Cursed Woodsman. I bet that's where the tree is.
Okay, let's go there then.
They've got the cursed woodsman guy recruiting next to the ROTC desk in the cafeteria at the job fair in high school. Yeah, we need to head back towards the corpse trees.
Okay. And you leave
Does
the axe.
Aurora ever meet us back again?
You actually haven't seen Aurora in a little while.
Oh.
You leave the axe behind?
You need
I
did
think
we
we
need
have
to
to
cut down the
have
tree
it.
with the axe or just finish cutting down the tree?
You would need to use the axe to cut down the tree. Remember the story is saying.
Ah, balls.
So, yeah, we wrap up the axe and something so you don't have to touch
Yeah, like wrap it like a palantir or something. Graham will
People always do in the movies
a
and-
blanket and
Hank,
take
eat
off.
this axe.
Yeah, I was about to say, what if Hank holds?
Do you really want possessed Hank using a battle
No,
axe?
not really.
I do actually. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I do, just for that reason.
It's a good enough idea that needs to be its own campaign. We can put that-
So yes, we will collect it and keep running.
Okay. As you grab the axe and book it, the figure stops and just lets out this tremendous roar that you weren't sure somebody could actually make. It sounds like almost like from a larger creature that has been like wounded with a painful like stab. But you are able to book it as he maintains his location.
Okay. Off we trot.
Okay, and you head back towards the trees that look like people.
Yes.
Okay. You arrive at the trees that look like people.
Let's look for one that has an axe wound, or the big one at the start that it was found in.
Right, as you approach, you see probably about 8 of these, including one that had been already felled on the ground, cut apart.
Do any of these radiate any kind of malevolence that I can tell that would be this tree?
Make a perception check.
Graham will also make a perception check.
Okay.
I was gonna say I don't know if this divine sense would help with that, but
Looking at these people, they look scared or in pain. They don't look like there's any malevolent energy you can feel from them. If you'd like, you can make a history or religion check again.
Come on, history. Thank you, history.
Graham, you remember that the various tales talk of people being turned into trees, but the actual cursed tree itself with the cursed axe in it would be larger than this. The stories describe it as looking like it was burnt, like it was struck by lightning or something like that had cleaved off the top of it, leaving a kind of jagged edge. It would be, as far as a tree goes, anybody who saw it would say, yep, that's an evil tree.
All right, Graham will relay all this as he looks around for just such a tree.
I would say we can go with the same perception check. You do not see anything that would match that description.
My thought is we have to go deeper into the woods to find it. It's probably near the center in like a clearing or some spooky shit like that.
where did he come from? Do we know the direction he came from? It's probably there. That's where it originates from.
He had come from around like the southwest.
I'm gonna suggest we go look that way since.
All right. Keep our eyes open for other clues while we look.
Okay. As you head in that direction, can you give me another perception check, please?
The halfling's natural one.
Fern, you see, looking through, a cabin in the woods.
Damn
Ain't
it.
cabin again. Well, maybe the big tree that he
And
started that is near here.
He
And
made
actually-
it into a cabin.
can you give me another nature check, please? The thought that was at the back of your head that you're trying to remember suddenly reaches you. You weren't far from Talva.
Mhm.
You probably could have reached it in like 15 minutes, and you've been trudging through these woods for probably a good 30 minutes to an hour at this point. You definitely should have reached the city by now. These woods are a lot bigger than they really should be.
Okay, that tracks. We're in
Yeah.
Spooky Town.
Spooky Dreamwoods.
I
I
can
guess we
leave
gotta
that.
go into the cabin.
Okay.
We do have the axe now.
All right, the cabin
All right.
itself is small, single story. There are shutters that have been nailed shut. The front door is slightly ajar. It looks old, pretty run down.
All right. Cautiously, Graham will open the front door.
The interior of the cabin is lit only by a number of candles that have begun to melt almost to the bottom. They are still burning slightly. Inside, you can see the scene of multiple murders. You are greeted at the very front door with somebody who had been as you open the door, you can find somebody had been pinned to it. It looks like a large hunting knife had been shoved through their back and is pinning them to the door itself. A young man, probably late teens.
Do
Well, that ain't
any
good.
of these people look familiar?
You don't think you've seen them before.
Does anything look like the axe belong there?
Make an investigation check.
Investigation.
Okay. Looking around, you can see more murders. You can see a young woman, also late teens. Looks like her head had been shoved into a fireplace, just kind of rammed in. Her neck is broken. Another young man you find has his stomach cut open. His intestines are spilled out. A final head has been decapitated and is just been like placed onto what looks like a coat hook.
Okay.
Looking around, you can find underneath a kind of tattered carpet is a trapdoor into the basement.
Okay.
Hey,
I'll open the trap door.
Okay. Make an athletics check, as this is a kind of heavy door.
Graham assist.
Yep. All right. Yep. With that, the kind of grab the iron ring that had been set into the actual floor of the trapdoor itself, and you're able to pull it open. You can see down using your devil's sight a staircase leading into this basement. Probably goes down a good 20 feet.
Do I sense anything ominous down there?
Would you can do
Divine
divine sense,
sense.
you mean, or they're just
Yeah.
if you do divine sense, you do not sense anything ominous down there, or at least anything that your divine sense would tell you.
Okay. I will go down, I guess.
Okay.
Yep.
The stairs are a thick stone. It is musty. There is dust that hangs in the air, making it somewhat difficult to breathe. As you walk down the staircase, you step onto just kind of soil, as this basement has no actual real flooring. You can see hanging from the ceiling of this basement a number of chains and hooks. They are rusty. You find a skeleton of a deer that has been hung up from one of these hooks. Diagrams are kind of stuck along the wall. Looks like, from what you can tell, diagrams for the actual dissection, as you would like clean a deer's corpse, showing how to like open it up, remove the organs, remove the flesh, and then cut off the meat. There is a table in front with a kind of heavy leather-bound book sitting on the actual table surface itself.
Well,
Guess we'll open the book.
The book has a number of chains wrapped around it. There is a kind of heavy iron lock that is keeping the book shut.
Is this book bound in human flesh?
Make a nature check.
I already
Can I
know.
make a religion check on this?
Yes, you can. Graham, this book is bound in what appears to be cow leather.
What? That doesn't fit the scene.
There is no cow level.
I want to beat the book open, kind of like you do in the crypt in Baldur's Gate 3.
Okay, give
We
me
do have a guy who.
No, I'm
can
just
take
kidding.
lots
I
of
just
people.
like no, I'm just kidding. It's just like that's what this reminded me of. Can Fiffle just open the
Yeah,
book?
Fiffle buddy, can you pick the lock?
What? You want me to open this lock?
Just the lock.
I wouldn't open that lock with your hands, Grant.
What about
That's
Kaido?
kind of touching in a really weird way.
I might open it with Kaido's hands. You're right. Hey, Kaido, come here.
Kaido, you have left at the at your carriage.
Satara's gonna have caregiver burnout.
All right. So, are you guys sure that unlocking this book is the thing to do?
Is there anything else down here?
Chains, hooks dangling from the ceiling. The skeleton of the deer, and actually, looking around, you
sex
can
dungeon.
see a number of taxidermied, like the actual heads of deer, although they've begun to rot, and you can see the actual like skull
So,
beneath.
before I go get cursed, why don't you resurrect one of these deer and ask it what happened? Because they look like they know.
Does anybody know how to speak with animals?
What's
Yeah,
that, Fern?
kind of a thing.
I don't know if you can technically combine speak with dead and speak with animals.
Speak with dead animal. Does that have to be its own spell? I mean,
Kind of cool.
should they stack?
You know, that's honestly a good question.
You might have to take this one to the internet.
And
Most
then
games.
this is not the first time that this question has been asked.
Yeah, I feel like we talked to a dead horse at some point, didn't we? No, he was an alive horse.
I had a dead horse. He got beaten a couple of times.
All right, the corpse knows only what it knew in life, including the languages it knew. Let's see here. You, Grant. Let's see here. Yeah, so I think the person who speaks with dead would also need to speak with animals. Although on the plus side, technically, neither require concentration, so you could technically do either. You could do both at once.
If I can't really give my cast to anybody else.
Actually, that's a good question.
So I got a sense that this book is cursed.
So if you guys want,
Arcana or divine sense or anything like that.
I'm going to try and unlock the book without touching it, Ian. I'm going to use like my thieves' tools picks.
All right, I'll be right back.
Not-
While this is all going down.
I would say that you would actually be able to speak with dead, and then somebody else could possibly speak with animal to do it. But yes, give me your thieves tools check using your sleight of hand to see if you can just use the pieces to just open up the lock without actually.
I'll even make it a disadvantage if it guarantees that I don't touch the book.
Yeah, this would be a disadvantage.
All right. Piffle recites the words Klaatu, Verada, necktie.
Necktie.
You're able to, with a little bit of work, pop open the lock without actually touching it. You're just kind of working on it, and it just springs open and falls towards you.
Haha. I'm gonna back away from the book and be like, all right, guys, you're up.
Is the book open now? Like actually open, or do we have to open it?
You would have to unwrap the chains
Yeah,
now that
that's
the
all
the latch has opened up.
touching chains, touching pages, reading incantations. None of that is piffle stuff.
Does this book give me a sense of like magic or curse or anything?
You wouldn't be able to tell with divine sense. If you'd like, you can do an Arcana check.
Yeah, I was thinking Arcana in this case. Someday. Hello.
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 Hello. The book is some sort of a book.
There goes again the second one.
The book has some measure of bookness to it, you determine. You're not able to determine if it is magical in any way, shape, or form, cursed.
Can I use something to undo the chains?
What would you like to use?
Anything like a stick or whatever?
You could try.
What do I do here?
Well, there's no sticks on the ground, so you'd have to find something different.
Let me see here. I apparently have a dagger. I guess I can use the dagger.
Okay. If you would like to use the dagger, just give me a sleight of hand to kind of just slowly use it to pull the chains off. Yep, you're able to loop the kind of stick the dagger through one of the links in the chain, and just are able to slowly kind of like unwrap the book itself. The book now is unchained, and you can see it can be opened up and read if you desire.
I'm gonna look around to see if this guy snuck up on us yet.
Give me a perception check.
Jesus.
You don't
like,
see or notice anything.
I'm gonna ask Fern and Piffle and I guess Graham to stay and watch.
Hello, I'm back.
Okay.
What's up?
Otto is
I'm opening
flayed
the book.
alive.
Not yet. That's in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna open the book. I'll use the dagger again. I guess at the edge of the book and just like flip it open.
Okay. The book opens up, and you can see a number of symbols that have been written in it in an unknown language. Although you also do notice a number of more recently written notes that may be written in common, in an almost scholarly style. As you use the dagger to flip through, you can see different diagrams. Looks like humans being dissected, a number of almost kind of like summoning circles kind of printed on, well as the different commentary being written in the common hand.
Does any of this pertain that I can tell to the act?
As you flip through, you then eventually find a diagram of the axe itself, looking one-to-one identical of the one that you had taken from the person.
Keep looking for like stuff about the tree. I'm gonna look at the wood this cabin is made of. Does
Yeah.
it look like it was made out of a cursed tree?
The wood itself appears to be standard oak.
Yeah, I'm gonna look like maybe the origin of the axe or where it was found if he's documenting.
Okay. Reading the script that had been written in common, it describes how the axe will guide back to the origin tree. But one must be scared. One must be careful not to be overwhelmed by it. Destroying the origin tree with the axe will allow the curse to be undone.
Does this have a location of the origin tree?
I think we gotta use the axe to find it, like a divining rod. Graham is going to see if it wants to go in any specific direction.
Graham.
Okay.
Okay, what is Graham doing?
He's got it bundled up. He's going to kind of open it up a bit so it's exposed, and see if he feels any kind of pull on his steps.
The axe does not seem to give any indication of the way to go currently.
Probably got to hold on to it, unfortunately. So, who do we want holding on to
it? I guess I can do it. I don't care. Let's get outside first.
Collect the menagerie of cursed weapons. Yeah, take the book. Get
outside. This way, if I get possessed or anything, you have running in terror room. That's how confident I am in my DC rolls. If there is going to be a DC roll.
Okay.
All right, let's be careful on the way out in case murder hobo's out upstairs.
Yeah.
All right. You ascend the stairs to the cabin, at which point one of the windows bursts open and the hulking figure twists through. He is holding a chain with a hook at the end of it now, kind of wrapped around his arm, and he pushes his way through into the cabin.
Okay.
All right, let's
Run
get
out.
out.
I'm gonna run out the door
Run out the
while taking the dodge action.
Yeah. He swings the chain and he throws, and the hook strikes and it rips into the wall, and he just pulls, and it rips some of the wooden paneling out next to your head, spraying you with splinters.
This book.
Out the door.
Yep, I booked it. Yeah, I'm definitely taking the dodge action until noted otherwise.
Okay.
As I run out the door, I was like, "That's why your wife cheated."
All right. You are outside.
I'll grab the axe from Graham.
Okay. Give me a wisdom save, please.
Okay. Can I halfling that one or no?
Does halfling luck do saves?
Is it?
I think it does.
I think so.
Let's check quickly, but I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah.
Lucky. Bountiful luck. Attack roll, ability check, or a saving throw.
Yep. Go ahead and re-roll that then. All right.
It's 19. Or 18. Oh
18.
my god, my math isn't bad today.
Oh, right. Yep. You can feel a presence from within the axe the moment you grab it, and you can just hear the words in your head: chop, chop, cut, cut, chop, chop, cut, cut. Just kind
Maybe
of
in another life. Do I feel it pulling me in any direction?
You can feel there is now that you have the axe in hand, a presence, and you can kind of hear the chanting coming from within the axe, but you can also hear a second chant kind of coming from, you're not really sure the direction on a compass, but you can feel the direction that it's coming from, and you kind of just point to a direction away from the cabin itself.
Okay. I start moving toward that direction and says, "Let's go."
Let's go.
As you run that direction, the chanting from the axe, chop, chop, cut, cut, chop, chop. It is louder and faster.
God.
Chop, cut, cut, chop, chop, cut, cut, chop, chop, cut, cut.
I got voices in my head, Graham.
Yeah, let's go.
And you continue.
Yep. We'll continue.
You eventually find yourself in a clearing. No other woods and trees are in this clearing. It's about 20 feet across, but within the center, you can see this tall tree. It is blackened as if it had been burned. The top of it has fallen off, leaving a jagged edge on the top. The tree has two large limbs that just kind of twist out from it, and the actual center of the tree from the trunk, you can see a broken opening, jagged wood along the top and the bottom. It cuts in it, making an almost strange face. You're not sure if the face looks like it's screaming or smiling, but the chanting is at its loudest here. I would like you to make another wisdom save, please.
First human event.
You
20.
are able to force the voice not out, but at least ignore it. The axe rests in your hand. The tree is in front of you. You can hear a loud roar from probably a good 100 feet behind you. What would you like to do?
I'm having a hard time concentrating, and like I look at Graham. I need Graham to yell at me like chop or something.
Yeah, Graham in fact tells Otto to start cutting down the tree.
The tree.
Okay, I will chop the tree angrily.
Okay.
And,
Give me an athletics as you chop the tree.
Angrily.
Angrily,
Chop.
of course. Your first slice cuts in. It's a heavy blade, like in the heavy axe. It sinks deep in, and you hear a kind of like groan come from the tree, like wood splitting, but also almost human in like pain. And I'd like you to make one more wisdom save, please, as the axe continues.
19.
You're able to continue maintaining your composure. Give me one more athletics, please.
Okay.
You swing back, and you can see as you like pull your head back, the hulking figure bursting through, running, the chains in hand, and you cut in, and the tree slices through, and it falls over, and everything for everyone goes black.
Ah,
Auto just. If I wake up, I'm gonna be like chop, chop, chop.
The sounds of birds enter into your ear. Sunlight is upon you. You awaken. It appears to be morning. A squirrel you see kind of like goes up the tree as you regain consciousness.
Graham looks around for the axe, the tree, any sign of anything that happened.
Auto's gonna look at Graham and just say chop, chop, chop.
And also where
fucking
we are.
Wasn't me, right?
All right. Graham, looking around, you can see Otto is holding a woodsman's axe. The handle of the axe, nice, rich brown color. You can see it's definitely seen use. They're basically some of the wood is worn away where hands have rested. The head of the axe is a nice metal, well maintained, sharpened. It's not rusty in the slightest. There is a tree that has fallen in front that has no. It just looks kind of like a standard tree. Just odd that it's like in the middle of this clearing by itself, but the tree itself looks young, healthy. It was growing, but it's fallen now. You look around, you don't see any indication of any figure that had been pursuing you. The book itself, if you take a look at it, you can see it is a book of fairy tales.
Are there any spooky vibes coming from the axe?
Give me a religion or an arcana check.
I'll do an arcana.
Okay.
Yes, this is what I'm signed up for.
All right, Graham, the axe appears to be simply a woodsman's axe. However, as you're investigating this, you hear some movement through the woods. Sounds like somebody kind of pushing through branches, boots crunching in snow.
So this isn't where we actually made camp, right? I'm not crazy.
No, you don't see your carriage around.
Does it sound like it might be the carriage approaching?
No, this sounds like a single person.
Maybe it's that woodsman again.
Oh my god. Wait, he was real?
Wait and see, I guess.
After a few moments, a young man, looks to be a guard from Tava, based on the colors, comes through. He has a kind of wooden club by his side, bow strung on his shoulder, uh, wearing some leather armor. Ah, yeah, I thought I heard somebody. Are you folks all right?
Uh, Mostly.
Yeah.
Uh, Looking to get back with our cart and get to Talba.
Yeah, it's seen the cart. Took a kind of weird route through there. Are you doing any lumber in here? Any logging?
No.
Ever again.
Well, except
Kind of had some kind of folklore fairy tale like
yeah,
nightmare disaster thing here, and here we are.
yeah. Well, I gotta tell you, it's at this point, any lumberjacks, loggers here, they've packed up for the season. They don't do it this time of the year. They
Yeah,
got
that's
spooky
about what I
tales,
thought.
they say, of haunted woodsmen.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. You don't say.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's get you folks.
Yeah.
Point your carriage in the right direction. As got a mother and a son, some a derelict hobo, and there's a lady who seems a little bit more with it. So I just told her the direction to go. She said she'd meet you by the Talva gates.
Awesome.
All
Yeah.
right,
The
let's
relic
go.
hobo is pretty on point. Thanks for the description.
Uh huh. Well, anyway, it's about he points. Yeah, there you go. She's gonna head north by northwest. It's a 10-minute walk. You'll be there in no time. You could. He points up. You can actually see the star well there.
Nice. All right,
Great,
let's book it.
thanks.
All
We
right.
do have some business there too.
After about 10 minutes, you make your way out of the woods. You can see the gate of Talva, and you can see the carriage with Sathara kind of waiting on top as you approach.
Uh,
How do you miss all this stuff, Sithara?
I stay with the carriage.
She doesn't have someone messing with them.
it's a good plan,
It's not guarding
honestly.
the carriage. This seems
Look,
like the way-
she had to guard the relic hobo, okay?
Hey, I didn't describe him.
No, I think it's a great description. What do you think?
It works.
Well,
Anyway,
let's
the mom and the kid they took off. They said that they got some family in Talvo who will get them back home.
okay, good.
That's good.
Kaido didn't choke on his own vomit at night.
It's good.
That's good.
So what are we doing at Talva?
Finding a warm bed for starters. Actually, for
Yeah,
I'm
that.
gonna
Yeah.
dispel curse again, or just whatever it is, remove curse.
And then we had something. Let me see.
Yeah, we had a side quest, and we need to rest for the love of
I
God.
think yeah, like I think today, like this week is the first week of what is it? No school. They want us to check underneath the Starwell.
All right, well, I guess we can head inside and we'll get someplace nice and warm for the time being, and then I check out the Starwell. I'll keep guard in the carriage unless you want me to come with you.
Is there anywhere to just leave the carriage? Like, like, do we need guards?
I think the bigger question is, would she wind up getting recognized as a fugitive?
Yeah, this is true.
Because we still need to negotiate terms of no, I'm remanding her to our custody on account of shenanigans.
Well, Sir Otto there of the Order of the Yard could probably whip up something and, stamp it with his seal.
Yeah, this is
That'll
true.
work.
But
let's
She is in custody of Sir Otto and company to be escorted to the to Vaxfall.
But I agree with you guys. Let's head inside and find somewhere, to bed down for.
Yep.
a while.
Yeah.
And we will end it here, and we'll pick this up next week.